Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Gabby Rihanna and I'm back with another video. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload. Okay you guys, so from the title, I will be starting this new series. I don't know if you guys noticed, like, creating series and doing series on my YouTube channel is like a thing. But anywho, I'm going to be doing this new series that I honestly got this idea today. It's going to be called the Healing Diaries. And basically I'm going to be talking about like the different components and things that you kind of just realize and come to terms with on your healing journey. I identify or define a healing journey as something that is everlasting. We are always healing from something, whether it's from ourselves and the relationships that we've built, or anything we've endured through this current life that we're in or past lives previous. Healing from things that was passed down to us from our lineage, from past generations, ancestors, etc. And so I feel like as you go through life and you meet people, you have relationships with people, you experience new things, and you are exposed to different environments, etc., you learn that you have gathered a lot of things and took it on a lot within yourself, and it takes those experiences and those people and those things, etc., that allows you to learn more about yourself and see in what areas that you are still healing in, need to heal in, probably thought you were healing in, or have already healed from. And so yeah, I feel like I've been on this healing journey for honestly my whole life. But honestly within the past 2 to 3 years, heavily devoting myself towards my healing journey and just actually taking action and being more mindful that I'm actually on a healing journey. I feel like we don't even understand or know that we are on a healing journey and are healing individuals until we come to this epiphany and it's like, okay, what's going on? So to start it out, for the first topic that I want to talk about is self-love / self-worth. Now, I feel like self-love and your self-worth or your overall just self-value is what you make that out to be and what you determine that to be. How much you value yourself, how much you consider yourself to be worthy of things and just people, experiences, of your dreams, anything honestly, is all determined on how you view yourself and how much you are really pouring into yourself and paying attention to who you are by yourself, who you are around other people, who you are when you're faced with adversity or you're in, like, you know, current certain situations or circumstances, etc. And I feel like since I've really been on my healing journey and just really been going through the motions and just everything, I've had to come to a realization that my self-worth and my self-value was not being depicted through the relationships that I've had with previous people. And when I say relationships, I mean all types of relationships, whether that's to my family, friends, etc., work related things, anything. And it starts with myself. And I feel like, you know, self-love and loving yourself and just knowing what you're worth, it takes a lot to really be able to dissect it, like as a topic alone. And it's going to take you experiencing certain things before you realize like what you're really worthy of, what you feel that you're worthy of, because a lot of what we are worthy of versus what we feel are worthy of are not in alignment with one another. And it starts with the fact that we don't see ourselves being worthy of some of the things that we actually are worthy of because we don't know our self-worth or our self-value. And that goes a lot with loving yourself and how much you really do love yourself. And I feel like I used to say that I was someone who I've always loved myself. However, through loving yourself, the best way you can like really enforce that onto other people, and when I say that, I mean it in the aspect of like your self-worth. So like I know I love myself, I know I value myself, and I know I'm worthy of a lot of things. I know what my worth is. However, I wasn't really reflecting that or enforcing the respect and those boundaries that are necessary to what I'm worthy of and my overall self-love through the relationships that I've had with other people. So there's a lot of things that I'll let people slide and do. I would say I would tolerate disrespect. I would have tolerated being an afterthought. I would tolerate it being just someone people went to when they needed something, when they wanted something, or simply because they know that they can go to me and ask me for something and I'll more than likely say yes. And just always being the yes person for people and, like, you know, a placeholder in people's lives. That I was allowing all of those things while still preaching and saying, oh, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and I know what my worth is, and I know what I would never tolerate, and I know, you know, this and that and third. But then it took me now, honestly, recently, to just really reflect on the relationships that I've had, the experiences, and like how I was in those moments or around those people, and did that align with how I really value myself, what I really know I'm worthy of, what I really know I'm deserving of, and how much I really love myself. Was the people that was showing me love, loving me in the way that I know I should be receiving love, or the love that I'm deserving of, because that's the type of love that I give to myself. But I feel like people automatically want to talk about self-love when it comes to like relationships, or like having been in a bad relationship or whatever, and now it's like, oh, let me love myself and let me, you know, give myself all these things that I know I'm deserving of because this person couldn't give it to me, so I'm gonna try to give it to myself. I feel like you have to love yourself so much that you don't look for it externally outside of yourself. You don't yearn for someone else or something else giving you a fulfillment that you should be fulfilling within yourself, because then you are giving that person or that thing or whatever power over your own value, over your own worth, and over you and who you are and what you are really worthy of. And so I feel like I used to take things personally or take offense to certain things, and certain people didn't do things for me or didn't value me in a way that I feel like I know I should be valued, but that's because I was giving them power over the value that I really had saw within myself, but I just wasn't giving myself the hat to be that person in my life. And I feel like self-love is literally the best love. Like, I know it's a saying that people say, but it really is. Self-love is the best love because, one, the longest relationship you will ever be in will be with yourself. And that's the one relationship that you should always be watering every single day. And you should always be mindful of that relationship and put that relationship first before you go trying to put energy into any other relationship, because, or anything for that matter. Because you can't pour into no one else's cup if your cup is empty. You can have all this love to give because you never had it or you never received it, but that's because you're also not giving that love to yourself. So I feel like it's just essential that when you're on your healing journey and you're just uncovering all these things about yourself and all these traumas or things that you have not gotten over, or things that you need to, you know, come face to face with, and when you're on a healing journey and like you're really like, you have the mindset and you have the mindset and you're just like, okay, I'm on this healing journey, and you are cognizant that you're on a healing journey, because we are always consistently healing. However, you have to be mindful that you are on a healing journey for it to actually be to the point where you're putting in the work and the actions, and you're just being mindful of everything that's happening around you and just everything. Like, you know, they say like the first step is to admit you have a problem. That's what it is. So I feel like when it comes to a healing journey, you have to first acknowledge that you are a human being, a spiritual being experiencing a human experience, and you are on a healing journey, and you're healing from things that you've experienced within this lifetime and previous lifetimes, or things that was just passed on to you through your lineage, which is like karmic, you know, cycles, karmic lessons, karmic, you know, etc. And so for me, I've learned that self-love and really loving myself and really pouring into myself 100% has been the key to a lot of, you know, discovering who I really am, what I know I'm worthy of. I used to have so many soft spots for so many people. Like, it was a revolving door of people coming in and out having access to me whenever they wanted to, and I'll be okay with it. But now I'm just like, no. I have a soft spot for myself, and I have literally limited who has access to me, so much to the point where there's really like a very short list of people that limiting who you are exposing your energy to and who you are exchanging energy to, as well as who are you allowing to have access to you, I equivalent that to self-love and self-worth. Because when you know your worth and you love yourself so much, you're not going to let everyone just have access to you. You're not just going to be exchanging energy with just any and everyone, because you know how valuable your energy is and how valuable you are as a person, that you wouldn't allow something external possibly taint that, or how you view yourself, you know, just because you're like, no. So I'm very big on energy. I'm very big on reciprocating energy, being exposed to people's energy, just being around people in general. I've always been that way, but I did find myself being more like open and willing to just kind of be around people, just because I was trying to force myself to be this social person and just be like an extrovert, and I'm really not any of those things. I'm 100% Gabby. And when Gabby likes to be by herself, she likes to be by herself. And I like to spend majority of my time by myself and not around people versus being around people. And I used to try to force that out of me, but I'm learning like that's just literally not who I am. I like to be alone. I am a loner. And then from occasionally, time to time, I like to indulge in other people's, you know, spaces and be around people. But that's a very rare sighting that I am choosing to be around people. I just feel like self-love and knowing your worth really comes with setting boundaries for others, but also it starts within yourself. You need to know that you're not overstepping your own boundaries by allowing someone else in that you know shouldn't have access to you. And for me, lately it's just been not allowing people to have access to me, not allowing people to be in my space, not allowing people to be, you know, in my energy, receiving my energy, exposed to it in any capacity. And I just feel like it's just so essential and it's so important to know your worth and know your value, because how much you see yourself as being worthy of things and how much you value yourself, it correlates to how much you love yourself and how much of that love you are actually pouring back into yourself. It's okay and it's good to love other people and to, you know, give that good energy out to other people, because I do all the time. I love supporting people. I love everyone. I love to give love. However, I also know that in my past experiences, people have taken that for granted, one, and also took advantage of it for their own benefit, for their own gain, or probably not even realizing that they have done it, but they have. And it took me now to really, while I'm actually proactive in my healing journey, to realize that I allow way too many people to be exposed to my energy, even receiving it. Because to receive my energy, to be in my presence, it's a blessing. Like, it's literally a privilege to be around me, to even have me in your circle, to just know, to really know me and to have experienced me. For anyone who has previously experienced me should feel privileged, and I know that they do, because I know who I am and I know how valuable I am. And I know that they knew how valuable I was. They just didn't correlate that to their actions when it came to me, because I allowed them not to do so. But now, the healing Gabby and the elevating Gabby does not do that. I pour into cups that pour into, actually no. I was going to say I pour into cups that pour into me. However, that's not always the case. You have to be mindful of what you, again, are indulging in when it comes to energy. But I pour into the cups of people that I feel are in alignment with me, and knowing how valuable I am, knowing my worth, and treat me how I'm worthy of being treated. Yeah, so I guess for this first episode, I wanted to really talk about self-love, worth, healing. Your energy, accessibility is an essential thing, because I feel like people don't understand that just because you haven't spoken to someone for so much amount of time, that means that it's like I can just trickle back into your life. And it's like, you know, I don't know. I feel like I have elevated. I'm consistently growing and elevating every single day, that I've grown out of the person that I used to be that was in alignment with that person that I once had that relationship with. Because I feel like as I continue to grow and I continue to elevate, I'm getting out of alignment with so many things from my past, so much to the point that I can say things that happened yesterday. And it's just, you know, it's been a journey, and for the most part I have been learning to really love on myself, seek internal love, really know my worth, know my value, and don't allow anything outside of myself taint that, or even look for anything outside of myself to fulfill that. I fulfill it within myself, because only I can really give myself the love that I know that I'm worthy of and deserving of. And I'm on this self journey and I'm on my healing journey. I'm going to continue to be the person that loves me, shows up for me, supports me, values me, all the beautiful things. So yes, I hope you guys got something out of this first little episode. I'm going to just kind of build off of what I'm doing in this video for the next part of the series. And just overall, I guess I want for this series to be something that people can refer to as far as just having insight or perspective of what, you know, components that you really, what pieces of this huge puzzle do you start to get as you go on your healing journey. That's how I look at it. It's like a big puzzle, and my first piece is a couple of pieces with self-love, worth, value, and just, you know, knowing not to allow anyone to have access to you for any given moment, for any given reason, no matter how much you care about them, no matter how much of a soft spot you once had for them or do currently have. I now have a soft spot for myself. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, you know, tell me what self-worth means to you. What is self-love to you? At what point did you feel like in your life overall or in your healing journey have you really been able to realize and dissect what really is your self-worth and how much you love yourself, and have you been, you know, reflecting that in your life with your relationships with people, you know, places, experiences, etc. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.